Wait to hear the end, the final chapter of the parliamentary procedures.
Thank goodness.
I'd like to talk to you today, during our brief time together, about a topic that fascinates me. Time travel. Would you like to be able to travel through time? Have you ever done anything in your life that you regretted? Made a mistake? Said something or did something that you really wish you could undo? Go back. Take back. Make it almost as though it had never happened? I think we all have. And can we do that? More often than not, the answer is no. We're sort of, it's like getting a tattoo. Whoa, SpongeBob was so cool 5 years ago. Not such a good idea now. Well, it's interesting because in real life, we're sort of stuck with our decisions. We're sort of stuck with things that we've done. We cannot undo the past. Which is why I would like to invite you to come along with me to the magical, mystical world of meetings. In meetings, the rules that hold you back in your real life don't exist. It is possible to do time travel in a meeting, and I'm going to tell you how. So how do meetings work? People get together, and assuming that they're following Robert's Rules of Order, which is sort of the guidebook for conducting a parliamentary meeting, people follow a set of rules. People make motions. Motions get seconded. Motions get debated. Everybody has their opportunity to contribute their 2 cents worth. Motions get voted on, approved or not approved, and the meeting moves on. Now you would think, when you have a gathering of adults who have an opportunity to debate a particular idea, there's no possible way they could make a bad vote. There's no possible way that they could decide to do something that in retrospect seems like a sort of a silly thing. Of course, then we all think about, what was it? Was it the 22nd Amendment to the U.S. Constitution? Was that prohibition? Something like that? Turned out to be sort of a stupid idea, retrospect. It seemed like a good idea at the time, but oops, turned out not so good later on. No matter. But in our meetings, we do make silly proposals. We do vote on silly proposals, and proposals do become the rule of the meeting at least. Even though we may have had partial information, we may not have realized something, or perhaps some of the people who could contribute to the discussion weren't there at the time that we took our vote. So we're sort of stuck in a situation. The group came together, had an idea, voted on it, and now it's the law of the land. No way to go back, right? Stop. That's where the time machine comes in. The time machine actually shows up as in the form of 2 particular types of motions that you or anybody can make during a meeting. The first one is the motion to reconsider. And I want that word to just sort of fall off your tongue for a moment. Can I hear everybody say, reconsider? Doesn't it sound like an old friend? Doesn't it sound like a warm, wonderful, inviting word? And good, because it should. So when you're going to reconsider something, something's been voted on. The group has made a decision, and they've moved on. But you, as a participant in the meeting, can stand up and say, Mr. Chairman or Chairwoman, I would like to make a motion, because it's all about motions, to reconsider that thing that we already put to bed. Now, there's a couple rules about making reconsiders. Here's the trick. The only people who can make a motion to reconsider something are the people who voted for it. So let me say it again so you get the gist of what I'm saying here. The only people who can make a motion to reconsider something that's already been decided by the group is a person who voted for it. And the reason this rule was set up is that if you're on the losing team, You're not constantly putting your hand up going, hey, let's reconsider, right? So the guys who put these rules together were a little bit smart, okay? Let's give them some credit on that one. So you have to be somebody who said, yeah, that was a good idea. You have to be rethinking it later on to make a motion to reconsider. You make the motion to reconsider. That's not good enough. Time travel doesn't just happen because you want it to. Somebody else has to second your motion. So that means somebody else in the meeting has to go, whoa, I know we agreed to that, but I too believe that perhaps we made a mistake there. If they second it, then your motion to reconsider what has already been agreed to by the organization now opens up, actually, your motion opens up to debate. So just because you want to reconsider something doesn't mean everybody's going to agree to it. So the group can debate whether or not reconsidering that thing that's already been agreed to is a good idea or a bad idea. And you would think that you're going to have people on both sides, right? Obviously, a bunch of people said yes to it already. They're probably going to tell you, shut up, let sleeping dogs lie, let's move on. There's probably going to be some people, including the people who voted the other way, who say, woo, great idea. Let's go back and dig that one up and have another at it. Anyway, the debate ends. Everybody takes a vote on your motion to reconsider. And if it gets approved, then you drag the thing that was agreed to back, you put it on the table, and you have another discussion about it. Either A, you're going to reconfirm what you already decided, or B, you're going to flip things around, and perhaps you'll no longer do it this time. So it's a very powerful motion. One other motion that you have is the motion to rescind. Now this is a pretty cool one, because what you're really doing is you're saying, hey, I know we talked about something, I know we all agreed on it, let's cancel it. Let's just undo it. Let's bury that thing that we all agreed to. This is a pretty powerful one. So once again, you make a motion to rescind. It has to be seconded. So it's not just you running your mouth off. A motion to rescind is something that's a little tricky to get past because it's so powerful. You have to get 2/3 of everybody who's there to agree to rescind something that everybody already agreed to. But if you can get them to do it, you can truly do time travel in a meeting. Madam Toastmaster.
Awesome. I'm just so enthralled. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm up next. Okay.
Game.
So